In January 2020, your wife Parisa and 9-year-old daughter were killed when Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps shot down Ukraine International Airlines Flight 752 shortly after it took off from Tehran's international airport. Your wife and daughter were returning to Canada after visiting family in Iran over the winter holidays. Can you take me back to that day when it all happened?
I was worried because we knew that there's a chance of retaliation. Islamic Revolutionary Guards, they have attacked United States. Everybody was talking about Third World War, and very nervous. I was like checking the flights and all of that. Then I noticed on the website that they already taken off, and the airplane is on its way to go to Kiev, and I could see it on the leaving the Iranians' airspace. But the thing that I didn't know was that the website was on automatic mode, so it didn't show 1 hour delay. When I was cleaning the house 2 hours later, then I went to check my phone again, and I noticed several missed calls from Iran. Then I realized that something bad has happened. I was the one who booked the seats for them. I knew their seat number, I knew their flight number, everything. And yes, so a few hours later, I was on my way going back to Iran.
Lawyers representing the families of Flight PS752 had put forward a submission to the International Criminal Court to investigate the case as a possible war crime. 4 years on, do you feel that you've had any answers or any sense of justice?
No, after 4 years, still there are a lot of questions. Actually, we submitted the case in International Criminal Court. The association did. But the 4 affected countries, they didn't support that case. They decided to take the case to International Court of Justice at The Hague. At the same time that they submitted a complaint in International Civil Aviation Organization. But unfortunately, there is no criminal case open for Flight PS752 out of Iran. The National Security Council, the IRGC commanders, even the Supreme Leader of Iran, Ali Khamenei, none of them got prosecuted, and none of them was present at the court.
In February 2023, after months of widespread protests across Iran following the death in custody of Mahsa Amini, you banded with opposition figures, including Iran's exiled Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, as part of a pro-democracy movement looking to help Iran's people. What were your motivations for joining that movement, and what caused you to leave some months later?
I tried to do it in a good faith. So one of the things that we did was to write a charter together. That was the first time, actually, after years of a struggle, that different opinions, they had come together to write a charter or to work together. But unfortunately, this didn't last. The lesson that I learned from that is this coalition shouldn't be happening between individuals or public figures. It should happen between organizations. Civil society needs to be empowered. The revolution, at the end of the day, happens inside Iran.
So to that end, what can Western democracies do to support Iran's people in their call for freedom?
They could have sent a strong message to the Islamic regime by sending their ambassadors back. But they didn't do that. They could put IRGC in a list of terrorist organizations. They didn't do it. We think that it's important to support the several civil society organizations that they come for advocacy. They organize rallies. They try to help people inside Iran. We hear from people inside Iran that Islamic regime is cutting the internet totally out of their hands.
Inside Iran, the regime also targets the families of people like yourself. What's your personal experience been?
6 months ago, one of the mothers of Flight PS752, her name is Manzar Zarabi, she lost 4 family members on Flight PS752, her son, her daughter, her daughter-in-law, and her granddaughter. So she tried to participate in Armita Gravan's funeral. They arrested her. They dragged her on the ground and with taking her hair, because she is resisting the putting a scarf on. It's unimaginable, you know. And my own experience with my parents when my mom and my dad, my mom actually decided to participate in the 4th anniversary of the downing of Flight PS752, November last year. She was banned to leave the country.
Some argue that without a united opposition against the Islamic Republic and a lack of international support, that Iran's regime is getting more powerful, backed by nations including China and Russia. Does the geopolitics make it harder for Iran's people to realise their dream of a secular democracy?
One of the other things that we are lacking in is like a modern, updated political parties. Like if I compare that to Australia or even Canada, we have like Liberal Party, Conservative Party, NDP, like a New Democrat, and Green Party. But we don't have this kind of modern political parties in political atmosphere of Iranian society. So for this kind of political parties to form, it takes a long time. The clock is ticking. I think the Iranian people, they have made their decision. This is going to happen. But when and how, these are the questions that we need to see the answers in the next few years.
Hamed Esmaeilion, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.